Hello, 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 Sparkles. Welcome back to the Grove. My name is Samforia, and today, as you may work out by what is on my face, we are going to be taking a look at Thaumcraft 5. Yep, that's right. We are going to be looking at Thaumcraft 5 today. Now, I have done a few more things since last episode, so I will just give you a little look. Made some tool racks, which are pretty awesome, to put some of the tools on that I've made. Made some armour stands. They're all from Bibliocraft. Whatever reason why, I don't know. They don't show up in the NEI, but they do, but the pictures aren't there. So I didn't realise we could make them, but we can. I made a monocle. It doesn't, let me show you. It doesn't fit my face. But you know, that's usual. Things don't usually fit my face in this game. And let's have a quick look at downstairs. Now, since the last episode when we did the storage, I have added in all the middle sections, the end sections. It's all underneath, so you guys can't see it. You can see this one where I've added in this chest. I haven't done this one yet. But if we open this, there is tons and tons of stuff, which is awesome. I made a little clipboard with our to-do list on it. Thaumcraft right there. So that's pretty awesome. And everything down here is the same apart from the cows. So I did bring the cows down and I found a moose room because I found a new kind of island place that I will show you at. I'll show you another time, not today, because we have other plans for today. So, as I said, we are going to be joining the girls and the others on the Grove to do some Thaumcraft, but I got a bit carried away trying to learn a bit more about the mod because it is very different to what we've been doing in Mage Quest. And I just wanted to give you a little kind of tutorial on how to get started. So I do have my goggles on, so you can see there's a node out there, but we'll go and see that in a second. So the first thing that you're going to want to do, one of the first things that you can do, is make an iron-capped wooden wand. Now this is exactly the same as the wand in any of the other versions, well, at least the other version that we've been doing in 1.7. It's a stick and iron caps, which are just 5 iron nuggets in like a little helmet pattern. And that's how you make an iron-capped wand. Now you will notice there is something different about it. One, it has a capacity of 100 now, and that is because everything that we are going to be doing, all the research and all the stuff that we need the V for from the wand, is going to be more expensive. So rather than things costing like 1V or 5V, it's like 10 or 50, but it balances out, so it's not too much of a problem. The other thing that you'll notice is that in the top left hand corner there is still the little ring with the little vial things that show how much V is in the wand. If I press shift, it gives you the actual number amount. But what you will notice is that there are little green arrows popping up on each of them every now and then, and that is because now, rather than us having to find a node to charge our wand, it charges itself using the V that is actually in the chunk that you're in. And I'll go a bit more into that in a second. So firstly, Arcane Workbench is one of the benches. I do have a spare one in here, so let's... Oh no, I turned it into a research table because clearly I am a genius. Hang on, let's get our Thaumonomicon. Basics. So to get a Thaumonomicon, you need to make your wand. That's why you want to make it first, and you want to tap onto a bookshelf. I'm not going to do it right now because I don't need to. I have one. You can also find them in chests and stuff. But you will see that inside this book, it is very different to what we're used to. You can scroll in and out. It's really big. Yeah, it's just really, really cool. Now, the only thing I will say is that and I know Lilacs mentioned it to me as well, is that when you press the aspects of magic, at least in this mod pack, it kind of freezes your game. Now, what I found was that if you press the X, it'll come up saying, you know, it says like, wait, do you want to close the program or wait for it to respond? If you click wait for it to respond, it will eventually come back and you will be fine. It'll open up the aspects of magic page, and then if you go into it after that, in the same session on the server, it will continue and it will be fine. You can go into it. There is a little delay when you click on it, but it will be fine. It won't do the big, like, not responding thing. Don't know why it does that. It only does it for the aspects of magic, but that's really annoying because it's one of I've used it quite a lot trying to do research in this version of Thaumcraft. The reason that I've been having to use this aspects of magic a lot now is because that in this version a lot of the compound aspects are actually different to what they used to be. So having played the other version of Thaumcraft quite a lot, you kind of get to know a lot of what they are. In this one they are different, so makes it a little bit more confusing. So we have thaumaturgy, we have alchemy, artifice, automagy, which is kind of like redstone stuff. There's a magic hourglass for timekeeping and like comparators and stuff, so that's exciting. Blood magic part of it. A foundry where we can melt, combine and cast shards, which sounds amazing, and can cast one caps. Hammerancy, I have no idea what that is, but it looks like we can make thaumium hammers. And thaumic infusions, these are focuses and stuff. The one thing as well that you will notice is that there is no golemancy. There are no golems currently in this version of Thaumcraft 5, which is really sad because I love the golems. But yes, so let's have a look at thaumaturgy. Is it thaumaturgy? Basic info? No? Oh goodness. Okay, that's not the right one. So if you press E when you go into any of these, it will take you back. There's no like generic back button, you just press E, or at least that's what I do on my key bindings. Is it an artifice? Yes, okay. So we can make a table. So the table is just 3 slabs and 2 planks. And then to turn it into an arcane workbench, you tap it with your wand. And to turn it into a research table, you tap it with some scribing tools, which are just the vial, the feather, and an ink sac. So that is all awesome. So that is basically what we've done. Next, you want to make a thaumeter. For that, you're going to need 2 shards, a piece of glass, and 2 gold ingots. Now, shards don't look like shards used to look, basically. So shards used to be ores that you would mine, and you'd find them all over the place. And I was getting worried when I was in here. Oh, I need some glass, some gold. Oh no, it's in there, isn't it? I was getting worried when I was mining because I wasn't finding any, and I did some research, and basically they grow, and I don't need the wand. Basically, the shards now grow and look like crystals, and from what I've seen online, you can right click them with a wand and it will give you a crystal, but it'll give you a shard, sorry, but the crystal that's on the rock will continue growing, which seems pretty awesome. And hopefully next episode, when I actually join up with the girls and teach them some of this, we'll be able to find some and I can show you that. Now, Hungry did say that she tried to do that with an iron-capped wooden wand and it didn't work. So it might be that you need the better wand, the gold-capped one, to do it, but I am going to do a bit of research into that. So now we have our thaumeter, which looks very, very different from what it did before. So, first thing you'll notice, it doesn't come up in front of your face. If you hover over it, it says press F to change what is displayed. So if we press F and hold it down, we have an alert, a mine, a look, and a go-to. No idea what these two mean or this one yet. I will obviously be looking at it and letting you guys know. But look is what you used to do when you used to scan things. So to scan things, you just press right click. Oh, you shift right click, sorry about that. And you go around and you scan things. Now usually if it's something that you've not scanned before, see that? You see the little question marks popping up? That shows you that you've not scanned it and you can learn something from it. If there's no question marks, then you've either already scanned it or you can't learn anything from it. Now the other thing you'll notice, again in the top left, is a little bar full of different levels of V. Now what this does is it actually tells you how much V is in the chunk, which is where's the wand gone? Which is where the wand comes in. So if you remember, I said that the wand takes V from the surrounding areas and puts it into basically the wand. And you can see how much V is in the area by holding the thaumeter. and different chunks will have different V. So when you take some V out of the chunk using your wand, what happens is that these on the little bar in the top left will decrease, obviously because you're taking the V out of the area, and then what happens is the node that we saw outside is what actually replenishes the V in the chunk and regenerates it. But yeah, I'm not too sure how it all works, to be perfectly honest, but you do want to keep an eye out. So what I was doing when I was charging my wand is I was running around so that I was kind of taking evenly from different chunks, so that I wasn't depleting everything from one area, basically, because I feel like that would be good. At the moment, obviously, as you can see, there's no flux in the chunk and no warp, and apparently that is now one of the V, basically, that can be in an area that you really probably don't want, so we are going to be keeping an eye out for that. The next thing that we want to look at is the research table. So I've done a bit of research, hence why I have the goggles of revealing. I will show you how to make those. So to make them, you just need 2 thermometers, some brass, and some leather. To make the brass, I haven't made the alchemical brass, I made the substratum brass, which was 3 pieces of copper dust and a piece of tin dust, I believe, to make it into like a brass blend. Now what happens when you do research? Let's see if there's any that we can actually get. So you'll notice in the research table that there isn't any of the aspects that we've searched, that we've found using the thermometer. So let's have a look at something in here, for example. Is anything in here that we want? Arcane stone, these could be pretty cool. Paving stone of travel, or keeping things out. What about essential distillation, aluminium and nitre? Let's look at nitre, because that's a really good one to have for our crucible, which we actually haven't made yet. And then put that in there. So as you can see, when you put a research note in, it comes up with just the base aspects that you can get, like the primary aspects. And basically, when you put a research note in, it will just give you those and a certain amount of them. So if I did this research again and put it in, it would give me just the primary aspect, but it could give me different amount of each one. But basically, it's going to give you the amount that you're going to need to finish the research. So this is why the aspects part inside your Thermonomicon is so important, because I find myself going backwards and forwards to see what is in what, especially if you don't do the what's it called, the research expertise, so that it shows you. So if we go back into here, we have Lux and we have Ignis, so we want to join those together. So basically, while you're doing research, you need to use these aspects and you join them together to make the more complex ones. So I could join them together like you would normally and make a Lux. And I could just go air, Lux, fire, and then use those two to make another Lux. And there we go, they've joined together. So now, when I take that out, all of the aspects are gone, and when I put something else in there, the Lux that we made would have disappeared. It's not going to stay there. And again, it'll start us with the same base ones, and it kind of makes it a little more tricky, a little more harder, because you have to make the aspects yourself. You have to kind of work so that you're conserving them, you're not just wasting them. You have to really think about what you're doing rather than just placing them all in. And I think it's really, really cool. It's like a step up from what we were doing in 1.7. So we can learn that. We've got Niter now. So that is a little bit about research. Quickly make a crucible. So let's get our wand and tap this. Bing! Oh, I love that animation. It's so cool. And there we go. We have our crucible. Okay, so I think that is everything that I wanted to show you just for this little quick intro into Thaumcraft. I hope that it wasn't too confusing. Again, like I say, we are going to be going over it again with everybody else. So if you don't quite understand anything, or you want to look at some other if you want to look into it a bit more, then by all means catch the next episode when we go through it with everybody else. I'm going to put the link to the video that I have been watching. There are obviously quite a few tutorials and stuff about this out there, but the video that I've been specifically watching, I will put a link to that in the description so you guys can check it out, because they do kind of go into it in a bit more detail and understanding than what I have. But I really hope you have enjoyed this little getting started intro into Thaumcraft. I'm really excited to be getting more into it and to show you guys some more of it. I hope you're all having a fabulous day. I was going to walk under the stairs then. If you have enjoyed today's video, please like, comment and subscribe to become a Sparkle. All the links for everybody on the Grove are down in the description below. I really hope you go and check them out, because they are an amazing group of people and definitely deserve some love. So I hope you're all having an amazing day, and I will see you all soon. Bye!